Welcome back to our Rose Whisper Sew Along. We're climbing high today with Jacob's ladder. And you can see how he's got that ladder going right down through there. And if you put blocks together, 4 blocks together, this piece creates a star right in the middle. I'll show you after we get our block constructed. It's a lot of fun. So this is what it looks like close up. There's that chain going down. These are all 3.5-inch squares. These are 3.5-inch squares, but you're going to learn a new technique today, learning how to make half square triangles, and that's what creates that star when you're all finished. These are the background squares. They are 6 of them. They're 3.5 inches square. Now, the half square triangles come from rectangles that are 4 by 6. There are background, and this is plumb fence. You put right sides together. And then you need to have more 3.5-inch squares. These are the corners of the star. So let's just take a look at that chain. It's easy to do because it's really just 2 4 patches. So if you lay out your 4 patch like this, singly, and then just flip them right sides together, you can just sew right down along their assembly line. Sew, and then take them, open them up, flip them right sides together. And this is the time whenever we do that swirling. So just push the top seam up and the underneath seam down so you lock them together. Lock them together, sew across there. Whenever you take your stitches out for your center, you have this little 4 patch right in the very center. The seams just swirl right around the center. Very, very flat. You just kind of take your finger and flatten. I just like to have my back look as nice as the front, and it really does. See how well it matches right in there. Okay, so now let's just switch to the half square triangles. We've got our rectangles right sides together, the 4 by 8. The 2 pieces, see, you can actually see what it's going to look like whenever it's done. So start with you can use your double square up ruler, that would be fine. You want to measure over to 4 inches and draw a line right down through the center. Now you need to have diagonal lines going up, so if you just turn your ruler like this, take it clear up to the center, match the edges of the ruler with the corners, and just draw a diagonal line up and down. And then once you have it marked, you can just sew 1/4 inch away, going up, and then swing around, down, and back up again and down, so that the distance in between is a 1/2 inch. Let's say, whoa, looking good, perfect 1/2 inch. Okay, so just exactly the same way that you marked it, why don't you just keep it nice and still underneath. So we're going to get 4 half square triangles. Why not move it along, get it done quickly. Okay, now just take this, turn it, and go up. Okay, as I told you before, we like to make everything oversized and then square it up to be the perfect size. So now is our opportunity. We want these to be 3.5 inches. They're just a little bit larger now. If I could show you. I have a piece of tape on my underside of my ruler right at 3.5 inches, 3.5 inches. And it's just going to hold on there as a marking point. This dash line goes on the stitching lines. That's what's really important. It goes at the stitching line, not at the outside edge. There is not much extra there. Wow. So I'm just going to trim that little excess up and over. It's not much, really, really tight. And then I like to just trim my corners by turning it around. Start at the stitching and then head out. So that whenever I turn it, you don't see the seam. Okay, now let's see. Turn it over to the dark side, open, and then just press it. I would go to the iron, but I don't have an iron on my table. But just use your nail. Use a wooden iron, that would be great. Supposed to be 3.5 inches. Let's look and see. See how we did. I'm just going to take my ruler, line up. Ooh, good, perfect. So now you can see it's 3.5 inches. Good. So you need to have 4 of these. These are all going to be trimmed up to 3.5 inches. We've got our 4 patch. This should be 3.5 inches here, but the finished patch is 6.5. So let's see the back side. 2 half square triangles, 1 solid square. Lay them out, flip them right sides together. Let me see if I have 2. I'm going to just see what I have. 1, 2. How about a background? Like that. And then the fence, like so. Perfect. So you do flip them right sides together, zip right down, same thing we've done. Open them up, back across the other way, and I'm going to turn that piece over and show you. Here we go. Swirled in the center again, exactly as we did on the 4 patch. And so whenever we lay them out, let's see if we can just turn this right. Gonna turn this in. Got this laying out here. Let's take this one, and if you made multiple blocks, you see that our ladder could frame a star. That would be a whole different idea. Imagine that on the other half. Or else you can just turn you want to continue your ladder right up along and make your patches like that. It makes a great block. Have fun.